Alright, so in today's episode I'm going to be making a makeshift intake just to see what it sounds like for this MR2. If you're just here for the intake noises, go to this time and yeah, you can just listen to all the intake noises. Alright, so it's a really rainy day. I came up to check my brake line because I thought the hard line was leaking, but it turns out this is probably condensation, so I'm going to wait till the summer before I actually go with that. It doesn't seem to be using any brake fluid anyways. So I thought, I've been watching on YouTube a lot of MR2s, NAs with induction kits on them, and I've been inspired to say the least. So yeah, I'm just gonna see if I can make one. Probably not, but yeah, we'll soon find out. But as long as this pod filter fits, I'll go ahead making it, because it means I've got all the tube and pipes and everything, as you can see. So yeah, let's just see what comes of this. Alright, so I've taken this off the top of the filter housing. That there on the actual throttle body, this area is 34 mil. So these old bits of pipe, their intake pipe, are, sorry, that's 64. These are 63, so they're just a tiny smidge smaller, but they fit. They fit with a little perseverance. So I've took one of these and I've made this. What a monstrosity this is. So this is just literally, I want to see if I like the noise first. So I might as well make it out of scrap stuff. So I've bodged one of these 90s, so it's got a little bit of a twist on it, and I haven't actually tested it yet, but you will see that in a minute. And then this bit of silicone hose will go on there. This is a 77mm actual filter, so inside the bit in there, which you probably can't see, you maybe see it, but there's a bit of tube in there, so it can clamp down onto that and everything's tight and sealed. Now there is a few, there's a vacuum line and there's an air temp sense, so if I was to actually go ahead with this, I would just drill into the side of here and then do that. But I think with it in the car, in fact I'll go put it in and see what it looks like. Alright, so this is the install. So the airtake temperature sensor is right on the outside of the filter. I can't get it inside the filter. If I was going to do this properly, I would get it right in proper in the filter, but this is only a test. So we have that. We have the idle control valve in there, pretty good. So that shouldn't be going nowhere. Hopefully it won't leak too badly. We don't get a lot of whistly noises. And yeah, this is just barely on, but it's not really going anywhere, so it'll be okay for a test run of probably a year. Yeah, I'm probably gonna run around with this for quite a while. I'm just doing down these bolts so I don't lose them. But yeah, I'm just gonna do my checks before I start this engine up. I'm gonna empty the catch can because it might be full of water, and just dangle the lines down so they can drain as well, because a lot of moisture sits in this car because it sits quite a lot, so I really don't like it if my PVC lines and all that are blocked. So yeah, I've just got some big old cables running to that there, and that hose is a little bit kinked there, but I can get that sorted. So I'm just going to go do that. So here's half of the standard airbox. So you've got a big old panel filter, and this isn't really the problem with this standard airbox. I mean, there's a lot of surface area for some air to get through there. The problem with this is the baffling, and as you can see, I've pulled all of it out, and it's just everywhere. There's so much baffling. So when Toyota designed this car, it was a midship runnable, so they made it so it wasn't too loud. The intake noise just wasn't that loud, and they didn't want it to be loud either. So here you have like the bottom half of the airbox, and as you can see, here's another part of the airbox, and that's just basically a big baffle. And this is just designed, it's designed to make the air not go. It's meant to slow the air down and make it wiggle and do lots of stuff, so it's not as loud and the noise doesn't get through as easily. So the air, there's plenty of air getting through, but it's the speed of the air that's the problem here. So if I quickly put this all back together, you can then see we've got another box here, which is purely just for baffling. They can also be a storage of air, so when you put your foot down you can just suck all the air out of it, but in this case it's another baffle, and this is the top half here. And you can see that Toyota's went to pretty extreme works to try and make the system flow as nice as possible, but there's going to be a lot of loss of like air velocity going through the whole system and into the intake. And the way this can actually make more horsepower, and the problem with the standard system, is the velocity the air travels through. Instead of the air going through a big wiggly path, it needs to go through the air filter. It's just straight filter here, straight through into the intake, done, job's a good one. If you've ever compared an exhaust is a really good way. If you have a straight through exhaust, the pressure coming out the back is so much more compared to what it is when it has like a big bat box in it. So if you have like a bat box and you just change that out for like a straight through silencer, that actually makes a massive difference, and it stops the airflow from slowing down, and it helps us get it out of the system. The way NAs make power is getting stuff in as fast as possible and out as fast as possible. Yeah, so this is going to be wrap up the video on the MR2's intake system for the now. I'll invest money when I can into a proper system for it, because it sounds pretty damn gnarly. Yeah, it sounds absolutely amazing. Yeah, I love it so much already. But I was kind of thinking it's a bit too intoxicating. You want to hear it high up all the time. So what I'm thinking is I might actually put the standard airbox back on, and then just like run the pod filter at like track days and stuff like that, because I just want to keep it up in the high RPMs, and that's not great for the engine. So I might like switch it around. It doesn't take that long to actually switch it around, which is the cool thing. It takes a couple of seconds and then it's done. But yeah, that's something that I kind of want to do maybe in the future. But yeah, so